Hello everyone, welcome to the Jaftaf show, and we are the Jaftafs. Today we're discussing about the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. And
Yes.
irony of this movie is when this movie got released, even another multiverse movie got released called Doctor Strange Part 2, uh, which was Multiverse of Madness. But the madness was in this movie, less madness was in Doctor Strange movie. So this is the funny part of the release.
I thought Doctor Strange came in 2022 and this movie came in. Oh, this movie also came in 2022.
Yeah.
Nice.
It
Nice.
so this both movies released at same like a week or 10 days around. So audience were like the title of the movie is Multiverse of Madness, but the real madness was in everything everywhere all at once. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back then like this everything everywhere all at once movie didn't have a lot of screenings back then because obviously Doctor Strange overtook the movie. But there were few issues with the screening of this movie because uh, after a few weeks, after so many days, they released in multiple countries. So and like in India, correct, back then in India, when this movie was released, after a week or something, they released, and as soon as they release in theater, they put it on video on demand. So in a way, this movie didn't have special screening or something like that, but it made a good fan base. So
Yeah, it surely did because yeah,
wake up, wake
both
up,
the
wake up,
cast
wake
is
up.
very both the casts were actually pretty great. I
Yeah,
remember these both the guys
yeah,
are uh, got Academy Award for their acting, and it was great actually.
yeah, and
But I
actually,
at
yeah,
that time I didn't watch the movie. I just watched it recently.
and like the Waymond, the character who played it, he was in Loki season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So yeah, I
And it
mean, like
was
I saw him there also. It was amazing because there he's considered as very good actor. Like he I think is award winner actor. So yeah, man, like he did pretty well job. Like this movie is not so what do you say like very much story oriented, but it's just like normal family problem. And like okay, I'll just start with my thoughts. Like what do you think of the movie, and we'll just carry forward it. So initially when the movie started, like we see three parts, like everywhere, everything, and part two is everywhere and all at once. So when you talk about the first part, so it's just like a normal family problems. All the people they deal with every day. Like parents have this dumb kid who is just like wants to do something in life, but she's with her girlfriend, and like even parents are not very happy with the kid. So we see that like the Waymond and Evelyn, so they work in a laundry shop. So they wanted to grow their business, so they took a loan from a bank, like office, or I don't know what was it, I think bank. So there they couldn't pay the mortgage. So like they had a meeting with the bank people that you have to pay the amount, or else we're gonna seize your business. So that's where like the multiverse thing starts, where uh, another Waymond from another universe, from Alphaverse, comes to the normal universe where Waymond and Evelyn has a husband and wife. So there he says that like there's some issue with the universe where you have to solve it, because Evelyn was only like, so according to the Alphaverse Waymond, he thought this universe, Evelyn is like the most powerful being, and she's the only savior for their universe. So he comes and tells him like what's going on, what should you do. So that's pretty interesting. Like, so there we first see that how multiverse breaks and how they create like alternate realities between them. So that's pretty interesting. I wish we could see the same thing in Doctor Strange Part 2, but no man, we didn't see anything. We just saw some bullshit.
Yeah, means means obviously their agenda was just to create that feeling of multi dimensions and
Yeah,
traveling through it.
yeah.
Because the traveling was very interesting and figuring out how many versions do you have.
Hmm.
So it was the very creative part of it because the story was, till the end of the movie, they never revealed the whole story, which was very, very simple,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And they played around on every step of the story. Just like sometimes Evelyn is important, sometimes Jobo Tobaki was important,
Hmm.
means the daughter, and
Yeah.
sometimes Waymond is important. And
And
I was realizing,
sometimes Gong Gong is important.
yeah, Gong Gong also came along, but Waymond took the much more screen time comparatively,
Hmm.
Gong Gong, and the transition is was very great in characters,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what they are in another universe and what they are in their current universe, right? So Waymond, what kind of dumbo person he is in the first universe
Yeah, yeah.
where we encounter the movie, right? But as an alpha, how great martial artist he is, how
Yeah.
smartly he make the decisions. Even Gong Gong, people could have never imagined when they see for the very first time, like Evelyn's father is like almost like a bulb who is about to go off. But when he speaks English,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he
yeah.
speaks English and his ill alpha version comes, you know. So I would say like how the actors were performing the role, you
Yeah.
know, it was much morely based on that. Like movie got elevated because
Hmm.
if you are not accepting the transitions, whatever are happening in another universe, how Evelyn was and what she became at the end of the movie are totally two different people,
Hmm.
right? And and because in the beginning of the movie, she was just dragging her life,
Yeah.
and at the end of the movie, she was carrying the entire universe. So that was the transition that I had, and around when two-third of the movie got completed, when we enter the second part, na, means
Ah.
half of the second part was finished
Yeah.
everywhere
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah,
we were
yeah.
in everywhere. So at that time, I had this feeling that I guess she also only needs to solve the dispute with her daughter. That's
Yes,
it.
yes.
That is it is not like, because obviously she was displayed as an evil. Jobo Tobaki was displayed
Hmm.
as an evil, but it was never that. It was never about it. Because first she was resisting it, but the whole point is to accepting it. And in the beginning of the movie, she was not doing it. She was never accepting her daughter to be liking some other woman, you
Hmm.
know, right? And seeing it as an embarrassment. And that is what Jobo Tobaki was keep on explaining her that now you see like how it feels to live like me,
Hmm.
right? As a shame, or when people think you are shame and they don't wanna talk about or took you upfront. So yeah, dude, actually, uh, they broke the uh, layers actually
Hmm.
in that. That means one character has different versions with the different versions of their people,
Hmm.
and how they encounter from one place. You know what was the most interesting part is, if you want to jump, what activity you need to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
to
yeah.
make that jump. And they were very different activities. Somebody is putting something in their ass and then coming to a different version of themselves.
Yeah.
And so, just like Evelyn had to take a fly inside
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
nose, or I don't know, so many. I don't know how they come up
Waymond
with
had to
these all
cut
this.
cut cut his finger between the
Yeah.
paper.
With the paper, it was very. So for me, that was also an interesting theory to assign, because when Gong Gong collected all the people to capture Evelyn or to stop Evelyn, so there were so many characters come along from the
Nick
different
Fury.
universe, and and they they have to change their versions. So they were
Yeah.
doing different activities there. So that was also interesting to deciding what it is. And and how they come up with all these lacks of personalities of Evelyn. When
Yeah.
there was this one part where she experienced all the versions of herself. It
Mm-hmm.
happened around in 10 seconds only. So that was also interesting, man, because there was no thought about the story, but the versions of
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
That is what we feel in this movie. Means the story is just about how a mother talked to her child. That's it. That is the
Yes.
entire
Yes. Yes.
story. Yeah, it starts when she is not accepting what the daughter is, and the end of the evening, she is just explaining her, okay, let's do it. But how many versions we can see of it? It was that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
So yeah, like the first time when like even I agree that same that story is not so great. I mean, not great, but not so complex because we don't see a lot of layers into the story. It's a straight story where mother had to resolve her problems with daughter, and daughter had some issues with her mother as well. So yeah, and like although I don't think this movie was like so big budget movie or something, but the most interesting part, like they use the multiverse concept very carefully and very smartly. The first time the first time when Waymond from Alphaverse gives him a letter where you have to follow few rules, where it had written that you have to replace the shoes from both legs. You have to replace the like shoes on both legs, and you have to take a deep breath, and you have to think that you are in the storeroom. And as soon as she thinks and she presses that green light, she goes to the storeroom. And there we see good transition where like the Wayman from a different universe takes him like this, and that transition was so crazy. I was sold there. I was sold there. Like he just took the chair from this side and like he went in storeroom. Man, like that looks so cool.
And that line, that
Yeah.
line, that was great, where half of yourself is there and half, what you are feeling at that time. It would be
Yes.
very interesting, two different perspective you have,
Yes. Yes.
right? What, you imagine if you put your hand in the middle, so you cannot see properly anything because
Yeah.
there is a
Yeah.
half vision of this and half vision of that. What she be experiencing, I want to know, because she is actually seeing two different
Yeah. Yeah.
versions
Yeah.
of her universe, right?
Yeah. So yeah, even I like the part where this happened, and there like the women explains like what you need to do, what's happening. You are the savior, you are the blah blah blah, etc. etc. So they're like after the few fights of with officers, like and the guards comes and they're like whatever the fight sequence happens, Waymond obviously wins because plot armor. And uh, and 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 the interesting part is like there we first get to know that if you want to shift your characters from this universe to that universe, you have to do specific weird task like what is assigned from the Alphaverse. Because when they introduce the concept of Alphaverse, where people controlling from that side, there it reminded me of Ready Player One. So where they sit in a truck or like they do gaming thing, and their digital avatar is somewhere else, but their real body is here. So there I kind of related to Ready Player One, that they're being assigned from this universe to that universe. So it kind of gave that vibe. And and yeah, man, like Evelyn is Michelle. Yeah, Michelle. So Michelle is actually real life, uh, very big actress, and you see, and they even showed the real universe where she was an actor also. So
It was great. Actually, it was a very great thing when they showed the real clips from the
yeah, yeah,
events that she went. It was great. Yeah, she is a very big actress actually from Hong Kong.
yes. So
Yeah.
I even like that part where they used real clips, and they created multiple parallel universes where she was a dancer, she was an actor, she was like martial artist, she was a puppet. and like so many things, man. Like I wish like I could see this everything in Doctor Strange, but they showed multiverse in Doctor Strange by just that breaking that mirror. Like they travel through mirror, and that's the only part where they explored multiverse. So yeah, man, like I could just only imagine like how difficult would have been to shoot this movie where because you have to set a theme, and according to that you have to change the costumes, you have to change the what do you say, character development, where because in every universe it's the same character, but setting is different. Like here she is doing something else, here there she's doing something else. So there I noticed that they spend a lot of money on costume designing, because b- because if you look at the fight also, like where Jobu, when she becomes that final avatar, where she comes to this universe and attacks the Evelyn and Waymond, there we could see there a lot of costume changing happening in just like few seconds. So there I realized, yeah, like costume designing, like they did a really good job. And yeah, man, like director had to create so many scenarios where although this although all the scenarios were not used so much, it's all second shots, but you have to set it up for that second. It's just like photos. So yeah, man, they took really
Yeah.
extra efforts for this.
There actually took the real effort
Yeah.
because editing was very great when where they are cutting from one shot to another, which is actually one universe to another universe, and it is matching, and how they come up with the shots where and the scenarios where sometimes you are just a rock, sometimes
Yeah,
you are the person with hot dog fingers. That was the worst
yeah.
version actually. The hot dog fingers were the worst version. And and yeah, you're a martial artist, you are singer, you are an actress, and how life could have become better. And
Mhm.
it's mostly about the visual part. The story concept was very simple because at last she is trying with Waymond, who wanted her to leave her in the first universe. But but it was simple only. But how she come up with those ideas, like what needs to be done where, what and how she was developing herself, like how terrified she was in the beginning when before I guess that alpha women died.
Mhm.
But then she start developing that feeling. No, I can change I can develop those versions and get those skills, right, to save my family. Because to save Waymond and Joy when they were in IRT office, that income tax office when they were there. So because she had to fight so many people there, that fighting sequence of this movie was so great, man. Means
Yeah.
and Ratatouille was the real name. What was the name that
Uh-huh.
she was calling here?
Uh,
Because there was this
ra
uh,
raccoon something.
man, I'm forgot. Raccoon was there.
Yeah.
Rekakuni.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rekakuni was there. And there was actually a raccoon. Means whatever she was saying, it was making sense when you are visiting another universes,
Mhm.
right? That only you will get to know what she means to say. And and I thought that part came just because they wanted to show that she is not herself, but it actually existed in another universe where that raccoon is helping that guy to become something.
Yeah.
And yeah, point was that every version of herself wanted to destroy somebody close to her just because she wanted to make her feel something. But she realized that that is not the solution. That is why she was being harsh with Joy. That is why she wanted that guy to lose her hat, that chef, so
Mhm.
that she could feel good about herself. There was this selfishness in every universe she been, right? So, but she has to overcome that, and by overcoming is to take your daughter upfront,
Mhm.
because that was the main entity she was ignoring the entire time, because she been regretting the life she led. right? So yeah, man. You see, and I'm not able to tell you this just because of the story, but the versions of it,
Yeah, yeah.
because these versions actually come up front because of the so means this part of the story come forward just because of the versions that we saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in every different version she has a one selfish desire that she wanted to do, but it was never needed to be done. So that's how that's why at the end of the movie she actually tried to solve everybody's problem with what they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
not she wanted, right? When she was going upstairs to stop Joy, she was whatever coming to kill her, she was helping them by comforting them.
Yeah, yeah.
You see,
That
get
that
those two
that
getting married,
that police
that
officer,
old
he,
guy,
yeah,
that old guy getting that perfume,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And means whatever these guys, the fantasies of these people had, she actually finished all that. And and even at the end of the movie, she was okay to let Joy go because that
Mm-hmm.
is what Joy wanted. Means
Mm-hmm.
she allowed everybody to make their choices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Joy was able to come back. When that stone was falling, I thought how the stone was going to come up,
Mm-hmm.
so that Joy can come up. But then I realized the better way is to go after them, the
Mm-hmm.
people you love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when Evelyn's stone fall, so I was like, shit, yeah, this is the right approach when you wanted to have the people you go with. So yeah, dude, this is how it was. This is
Yeah, yeah.
and story was, if they would have made this story in a one single universe, people would not be able to realize
Obviously.
all this,
Yeah.
right? But with the versions of it, we were able to. Yeah,
Yeah. Right. So,
crazy, dude.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And one more thing, like I just forgot what I was asking. So, okay. So, like if you had the ability that to change universes with thinking that, okay, I'm thinking that I'll go there with imagining and doing some crazy task like now are you like teleporting to a different universe by drinking the juice? So imagine imagine like you could do this and you teleported different universe or you got the strength or the ability of different universe where you belong. So, what would you do in this scenario? Like, if you had the ability.
I don't know. What Evelyn did is just because she has so much shit going on in her life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just my scenario is not like that, so I don't want to disturb of another Harsh's life because they are having fun in their lives, just like I am having, right? So if I have to have acquired some skills, what skills would those be? Because otherwise I will lose that feel, to actually achieving those skills,
Mm-hmm.
instantly, because I don't feel the need of acquiring that skills. Because when I was in 8th standard, I used to learn Taekwondo and I wanted to be good at it, but I lost my interest. So obviously, I would like to have those skills right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? But but I just don't want that version of myself to lose those skills because of
Mm-hmm.
right
True, true.
because universe has to make the balance, right? If they are giving me something, they had to take away from somebody else,
Thanos.
right?
Yeah,
And if I'm getting something from that version, they are getting something from my version,
yeah, yeah,
and I don't want to lose what I have
yeah, yeah.
because that is something I have earned. And
Mm-hmm.
that skill that I'm taking from them, that is the skill that they have earned.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not be a dick with ourselves, and let's keep it that way. That's why I don't want to go to any other version of myself to see what they are doing and what they could do. but
Mm-hmm.
but for me, this reality exists, and this is what the reality is, my man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you would have done, what skill you would have acquired?
Uh, for me, it's like simple. Like I would not acquire skills from other universe. Rather than I'll get that version of me into this universe. Like uh, imagine like instead of acquiring skills, if there's a possibility where I could just get them in this universe, I would probably create them as employees. like like whatever task is assigned or whatever things like we if you want to just like do things very easily, very peacefully with thoughts of mine. So it would be easy because everything is connected to me, myself. So it will be easy that whatever inputs I want to do, whatever I want to create, uh, instead of hiring someone new person or like hiring someone we don't know, uh, everything can be done by my versions so that like it'll have that touch of mine. So it'll be more interesting and more easier to work as well. So that would
I
that
have some questions, okay? So be ready for that.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So whatever you just said, I have many questions. Just I want to know what how things you're gonna lead.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine you are able to contact every single version of Ravi
Yeah.
all around the all
Yeah.
around the universe, right? So on the basis of what you are deciding that that they should come to work for you, how you are more elite than them.
So basically, I'll just create that Kang what Kang did in Marvel Universe. So I can begin with that. Like I can just show them entity that like okay, there's someone superior here, so that so basically it's all version of myself itself. So I can just say them there's a higher purpose in this universe other than that. Or else if it's not only like 10 or 20 universes, there are like thousands of universes where there might be version of myself who's doing really great, or there's version of doing very modest things, and few versions of myself is not doing so much. So I can target the modest versions and the not least thing. I can just have a multiple crews uh, like of my past self or like my different universes where we can create a purpose and we can grow together. So that's what I'm thinking. And if in
Okay.
different universes where even I have like crazy uh, like a version of mine who is like the crazy ass rich guy or influential guy, I could just say them to sponsor all these things so that we all grow together. So that's what the plan.
Okay. Okay. So actually, there are chances of seeing conflict. I am I know. You know, because just like I told you, if the universe is giving you something, it is taking you from something, right?
Yeah.
And when you are making so many transactions from one universe to another, right? You are taking some skills from somebody and some skills from somebody, but giving to somebody else. Then there are so many transactions that are going on,
Hmm.
and universe had to make the balance, so it has to take from somebody and give it to somebody. But the universe won't know that from whom to take and from whom to give,
Hmm.
right? Imagine even if this happens and you are somehow able to collect the versions of yourself to one place, right? And but I do not agree with the part that they are going to agree to let you lead. Okay, because whosoever would be the smartest is going to come forward, right? They
Hmm.
might say that I didn't want to contact the other versions of Ravi because I didn't think that they were worth it because I'm the smartest, right?
Hmm.
So that ego part might be there. So the version of yourself who is the richest guy, right, who is the most influenced version, why would they want to come up and join the team of any other version of Ravi when he is already successful there? You
Hmm.
know, you cannot actually question with him because he has established what he wanted to establish. He
Hmm.
doesn't need to answer himself,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And by
No,
introducing the weaker version,
so
no,
yeah,
just let me actually
yeah.
just finish. So imagine introducing the weaker version of herself with those version of herself and seeing them talking and making fun of the weaker version, right?
Hmm.
Maybe because there has to have some equality of the because you guys are the equally smart people. It's
Hmm.
just the outcome that you gave to the world are different,
Hmm.
right? And the basis of that, you guys your value came up front.
Mhm.
But still, when you're gonna meet yourself, you're gonna see each other as equals,
Mhm.
right? You are never going to say that this guy is more elite and this guy is not elite,
Mhm.
right? So, what do you think about this conflict? If this happens, how you gonna and don't forget about the balance that universe is trying to make, taking from
Yeah.
somebody and giving to somebody else.
So, yeah, like obviously balance is the main thing. Obviously, balance will be taken care of it. But I'm saying in sometimes like uh, some situation comes where like you have to do so many things at once, but just lack of manpower or lack of what do you say skills acquiring, you just limit yourself for down. So in that way, you can just create multiple layers or like two or three or four people who is doing this work for you, and you can concentrate or you can develop other skills or you can develop other business as well. So there, I think this might help. Uh, I would not say completely get them to this part. Rather than I'll just tell them to okay. Uh, See, I think in a way even you think that if one universe person comes to this universe, there'll be some time I'll be in autopilot, but rather than doing all this repeating the same task, in a way even I'll be aware of what's happening and what is not happening. In a way, even I'll develop the skills what I should be doing it. Obviously, the development of the skills will be slow, but in a uh, I might acquire the skills, and uh, in few years I don't want that other versions to lead or like be part of me, because I've done so many things with them, but now I'm capable that I don't want to be with them, so that I can just be free and I can do whatever I want. Like it's basically like a mentor as a partnership or like whatever, like something.
So you are ready to fuck up your versions. I
It
remember,
yeah.
dude, I remember I was watching Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
So there was this one of the episode where these two actually fucked up their own world universe. And you know what they did? They went to some another universe, killed the Rick and Morty there, and
Mhm.
start living there. You see how
Yeah.
selfish a person can become, that they are ready to kill themselves to
Uh-huh.
get the things that they want.
Okay.
So
I'm going to watch Rick and Morty for now. Like,
you should, man, you should. This, I was so fucked up after watching that particular episode that what they did, they fucked up their entire universe and entire galaxy. And
hmm
when they had no choice, they're like, let's fuck it, go somewhere else, and they killed
yeah.
those two.
I
Imagine, imagine,
yeah.
imagine, imagine. I said like, let's. If they would have fucked up we would have fucked up our universe, and we decided to go somewhere else and kill
hmm
those versions of ourselves and live their lives. But imagine if somebody else would have done it and they are coming to kill us and we are not even aware of it. You
hmm
see how frustrated we will be, that
Yeah.
why we did what we did,
hmm
and we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I just hate this multiverse thing. It is
hmm
interesting to watch, but I
hmm
guess when somebody is telling you not to mess with it, you should take it very seriously, not to mess with it.
hmm
You know, even at the time of Endgame, you know what I was thinking? Like these guys decided to go at the different. It was the sake of the story. I understand. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But what would be the smart? I will tell you. These guys should have gone back at the exact moment where Thanos snapped.
hmm
Exact moment when Thor was about to kill him.
hmm
They should have taken out that gauntlet, come back to their universe, snap, and should have gone back to the
hmm
gauntlet, back to the Thor, so that there Thanos also got defeated, and here they have revived their world.
hmm But
Okay,
but
it took.
But yeah, I think they had their own reasons to do it.
Actually, obviously, you had to make a movie, a big budget movie. We wouldn't have the best fight sequence. Would not be having the best fight sequence. We would not be having that scene where Tony Stark says, "I am Iron Man." But I'm saying
Mhm.
that would have been the smartest choice to make rather than going and collecting all the stones. You should have gone to one place where all the stones are already there and just
Mhm.
take the gauntlet, come back, snap, and just give them back before Thanos snaps.
Mhm.
Because because if you are getting the gauntlet before Thanos snaps, you are actually saving that universe too. Because you
Mhm.
already know that what he's going to do, right?
Yeah.
So that would have been the smartest choice. That's why if you are messing up with the universe, you should do it smartly, where all the resources are there. I was like, Tony Stark would have been alive, man. But it's fine, otherwise we wouldn't be having this great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like Tony Stark had to complete it because obviously he had his contract issues. He had to complete the contract in MCU. So in a way, even that makes sense. But yeah, like in a way that both Avengers movies goated. So yeah, it's untouched. Yeah.
And
So
after watching this movie, I don't even think that Doctor Strange was a movie about multiverse.
it was
You
movie
know,
about Wanda.
they didn't do anything. Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody was just dying. And then I was just thinking that, for the first half an hour movie, by the time when they revealed um, who was the Scarlet Witch,
Yeah.
they showed Scarlet Witch. I was like, she's not the villain. Maybe something else is going on back there. Maybe someone else is controlling her. Maybe the motivation is different. But dude, more than half of the movie just went away, and I was like, I guess this is it. I was so excited after watching the trailer when they showed the one version of Doctor Strange where he was like in a dark place,
Mm-hmm.
where he was in a dark mansion where he was living alone, and real Doctor Strange had to fight with him. I was like, that would be so dark sequence of the movie where the fight would be much more interesting, but whatever.
See, I have one more take on this. Like initially when Doctor Strange into the multiverse trailer dropped for the first time, uh, like I was always away from spoilers, away from whatever theories what people create on YouTube. So I remember the scene where they at the end of the trailer they show that hand of the zombie Doctor Strange, where he says, okay, they both talk, and their trailer ends. I was so fucking hyped up because trailer the movie name was Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. So I was like, okay, they're gonna create, they're gonna go to that universe and they're gonna destroy, they're gonna do some crazy shit. And the best part was this movie was directed by Sam Raimi, who made Spider-Man movies, and he even made this Evil Dead. So in a way in a way when I was more excited because he was one of my favorite directors because he makes good movies if when it comes to horror or very dark like witty dark stuff. So I was more betting on this. But when the movie came, I was pretty disappointed because you got like crazy big director after a very long time, and there I was reading some articles where they had told that there were so many scenes where Doctor Strange and Wanda had so many fights, and Doctor Strange had to break multiple realities and do crazy shit. They had shot this, but due to some reason they didn't fit in the original movie. So I remember when this movie came out after a month, audience were demanding that we need Sam Raimi cut because originally what he wrote this script was short, but it was never released. So I don't know, like imagine like whatever Sam Raimi had his vision and whatever he shot, that would have been presented. It would have been more great. But in a way, I think like Phase 4 fucked up, like completely fucked up. Phase 5 is also fucked up. I think it's phase 6 now. So I don't know, man. Like started with Deadpool, but let's see, man. Like I have no hopes on MCU. Uh, so the only hopes I have is like for the Avengers, Doctor Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I don't know, like
Yeah, because Robert Downey Jr. is back.
yeah,
This guy is back. So let's see how it's going to work out. But yeah, it's just just by having a name that's called multiverse doesn't make you a multiverse. You know. So multi-fucks we can say.
yeah.
So
Multiple fucks, yes.
and
Doctor Strange
they actually did it.
Doctor Strange into the multiple fucks of every time.
So but in everything, everywhere, all at once, the story was pretty straight, and the versions of Evelyn were like so many versions that was very creative to see stones. Like imagine if you would have been stones, how things would have been, and still the relationship between Evelyn and Joy would have remained same. Means
Mhm.
not even a single version. The relationship is changing. The relationship remains same, right? Even if how perfect you are, how perfect the life could be, right? In the alpha version, Evelyn was so smart,
Mhm.
right? And the version of Joy in alpha universe was actually Jobo Tobaki, right?
Mhm.
So, so still the relationship was fucked up. So even if you have the best version of yourself or the worst version of yourself, I guess the your relationship with the people going to be same what
Mhm.
you have in this universe. So if you think if you would have been smart or you would have been much more capabilities to make things work, I don't think so because the versions of yourself have that they are still suffering with the same thing, right?
Mhm.
So so it was never about the relationship. It was just whatever universe is giving you, they are giving you that thing to other people also.
Mhm.
That's how it is making a balance, right?
Mhm.
And if somehow you try to break that balance, it's just it is going to spoil things. We regret about the life that how fucked up we can be, how fucked up we can be, but this is how life is. you know
Yeah.
the best version of yourself would have been much more fucked because then they would have much more responsibility, right?
Mhm.
So when we are in school and class people are making our classmates are making fun of ourselves, of us, so we feel so bad when we are just kids, like
Mhm.
why these guys are like that, why these guys are like that. But when we are older, wiser, still we have these fears about people every single time,
Mhm.
the people we don't even know. So in school time, we were thinking about the people that we know that why they are talking about ourselves. Now we are thinking the people we don't know why they are talking about ourselves,
Mhm.
right? Every single time when you become a celebrity, you are so fucked up what people are writing about you,
Mhm.
whether it is wrong. Because now you have become much more insecure, whether you have power, whether you have wealth, whether you think this is the best version of yourself. I don't think so.
Mhm.
I guess the best version of yourself is you. Every single version of yourself is going to say that I am the best version of myself because that is why
Mhm.
I exist.
Yeah.
For me, this exists. Jaftaf exists. So I guess this is the best version of ourselves so far because we are
Yeah. Yeah.
we are utilizing something of ourselves. 1 year back, we had no idea what we are going to do,
Yeah.
right? But we are something do. And I don't even know any other universe where what is happening. Maybe the JAFTAF has already been established,
Yeah.
and the problems we have now, whether used to use RE cameras or right, right?
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
whether should we shoot in our movie in a studio or whether should we go to a place to shoot that particular shot?
Mhm.
Maybe, but those guys have established that part, right?
Yeah.
And they have that's why they have that problems, right? And we have this, 4 months back, we didn't even know that it is going to happen.
Yeah. 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 Actually,
You see,
for if we can give a small insight for our audience, like this idea of podcasting came a long back, but uh, Feb, March, April.
or should we save it for the
No, no,
episode that we were
I'm not saying anything. Like I'm just saying that whatever you said, I'm just adding few points to it. That I remember like in Feb, March, April, like we had so many things that even I was not sure, and we both were not sure that is it gonna happen in the same day, because initially the release day was some before, actually not it was more earlier, and there were so many issues, like yeah man, like but in a way we fixed it, and we just found a solution, and yeah man, like here we are.
what I feel is just our past, what we have felt,
Yeah,
are another versions of ourselves, and
yeah,
we improve it and became another version of ourselves.
yeah,
Because because till that time the problem was not solved, but the responsibilities were less.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
right now the problem is solved, but the responsibilities are more.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, so the
So
balance,
now,
the thermodynamics is
now,
always there.
so now I can just say that we started this show very, very amazingly, but now we both don't sleep.
Look at me.
Yeah, like we have to figure out some middle part where we both chill or do something else, but end of the day, it's all like for the benefit of like
It's
uh
worth it.
yeah, it's
It's
worth.
worth it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, like I remember like back then we used to sleep peacefully, but now we don't sleep. But we don't sleep now properly, but still it's kind of peaceful for us because we are creating some legacy behind, and we're doing something great. Yeah, man, like we have so many milestones to achieve. It's just starting, man. Like 1 month, we have like one whole decade, one whole thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so the thing is we were actually terrified about the part whether it is going to happen or not. So
yeah,
right
yeah.
now it is happening. That is what that makes me feel that yeah, dude, we are actually trying to achieve the best versions of ourselves. And
Hmm.
like Matthew McConaughey said, we are never going to achieve it because that is
Hmm.
what will going to make us the chasers, right?
Yeah, yeah. You in the last episodes you told that after 10 years you're gonna ask like what do you want to become. So after
Hmm.
10 years we can just look back, okay, we had to start it, so that 10th version, 10th version, like now we're starting, today we started, so that our 10-year older version would enjoy the things what we wanted now. So imagine we didn't start it, so there would be no 10-year version of ourselves where we could go. So in a way we are kind of interlinked with everything. So we had to do this.
Exactly. We had to do what we did
We
and
are bound to do
it
for
was worth it. Yes.
it.
It was worth it, man. It is always talk about movies worth it.
Yeah.
It it was
So
great.
yeah. So yeah, like one more interesting thing about the movie is like where we see a lot of scenes where Evelyn comes to the thought where she goes to multiple realities. Like, what if Evelyn didn't meet Waymond, and what her life would have been? Uh, we see a reality where Evelyn met Waymond and how life changed. Like, when they got married, Gong Gong, Mr. Gong Gong, like he said that you are not my daughter. So uh, when the sequence was happening, where they both had their different versions, where shared life together or didn't share life together, what would have happened? There she traveled to multiple universes where uh, we discussed, like she became this, she became star. So there, like I think she lost control and she just puked down. So there I could see that how much effort like the actors and the whole filmmakers took to create multiple scenarios, uh, but at the same but played by the same character. So in a way, I could only imagine that when editors, when directors, and when the filmmakers they pitch to producers, uh, and like it would be so messed up because you have to record or create multiple folders for this, and you have to do multiple shoots. Imagine if that scene is not proper, you have to do multiple retakes and combining them to one folder and presenting it. Man, it it is very difficult task. But but you know what? Like when you look at the whole best part of this, although this movie came out 2 years back, but for this episode, I watched this movie again last night. But still, I kind of enjoyed it because uh, I don't know, man. Like I think it's Japanese movie, right? Or Korean?
Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong
They were
Kong.
talking in Mandarin. Hmm.
Yeah. So in a way, I feel this Asian movies, what Asian people make movies, except India. Uh, I don't know, man. They have this kind of crazy, what do you say? The atmosphere what they show, uh, like in the some movie there was some train where a zombie comes and attack the train. I forgot the name of the movie where, but in a way, Japan or Korea or like Hong Kong, whatever structure are there, they have this good way of presenting the movie, the colors they use, the tones they use, and majority of the Japanese and this what do you say, Asian movies, we see people are very polite and very sweet there, but I don't know what's the reality is
And
there.
they always show the aspect of their culture
Yeah,
every single time. They never lose it. We lack that thing in Indian movies where people or the characters of the movies are trying to be much more Western.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we never see that in Chinese movies, Korean movies, and Japanese movies. Even if they have that Western touch, they will always be connected to their culture. That is what makes it feel much more real, much more connected to their grassroots, right? It is never about that not doing things. Obviously, they are making very great movies. It's just cultural aspect always. In Indian movies we don't have it.
Yeah.
We just always show the uh I don't know
The
what they show.
I think the major problem in Indian movies is they don't create relatable factor in this. It's always disconnected because I could only imagine like if the Japanese or Chinese or those people when they make movies, I'm pretty much sure that audience in their country they would relate to this because it's so grounded. Even if they make very artificial movies also, there would be so few elements where the majority of audience will relate to this. But nowadays in India, what movies are made, it's relevant to trash, and we don't relate to trash. So yeah,
Parasite is a very great example of showing two different levels of life,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
There were Western ways of doing things as well, but the Korean touch was always there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that way you need to be connected to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
You will not lose the ground reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the lower budget series in India, the lower budget movies in India are way much more better
Mm-hmm.
as filmographies comparatively the big budget movies,
Yeah,
right? And they are much
yeah.
more entertaining,
Big
much more
budget,
engaging.
big budget projects in India are just like piece of trash, man. Like they don't have head and tail. It's just presented. That's it.
It just means true filmmakers make movies because they want to make them.
Mm-hmm.
They are not just thinking about making people entertain, but to create something out of it, so that when
Mm-hmm.
people look back at that movie they'll be like, okay, it is a piece of art. That is
Mm-hmm.
how you're going to present yourself, right? But but here in India, these guys just want to entertain or just to get much more publicity. That
Yeah,
is what it
yeah.
is all about. And i
True, true.
i feel like it is let's not commercialize the art of filmmaking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People, obviously if you're good at it, and so many people are good at it except the people who are making here the big budget movies, you know they also get much more publicity, right?
Mm,
But it is like it is worthwhile, you know,
mm,
go and see those people, do something about it. Just like when Deadpool came, we just went there at the same time when the movie got out, you know, and because it was worth watching. It was
mm.
not like just publicity and stuff. Why would I want to watch any movie, any big budget movie that is being made in Bollywood? Why would I want to do that? It is not even
Yeah,
worth it to see. Like it is a there is no art exist.
yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, man, like,
Stereotypical losers.
yeah. But I think in few years, the audience, majority of audience will get bored of this commercializing of movies, and they're gonna stop creating those numbers and the revenue what they spend it now. And in a way, I feel that
Because we are coming there, no?
yeah, we're gonna
We're gonna be there.
yeah, we're gonna destroy the whole industry. So so yeah, man, like there will be time where they will stop making these bullshit movies and they're gonna focus more on storytelling rather than commercializing and sexualizing women in their movies as well. Because if
Alpha male.
yeah,
My ass alpha male.
alpha male and what do you say, like majority of the films are just to impress girls. Like if you just look at the whole picture together, majority of the movies what they show in Bollywood is just like a guy who is very like mid low class, but he's like a rowdy and he's always to impress girls. And when he gets girls, like they do some shit together and the movie ends, man. Like still they
You know,
continue the same concept.
uh, I never watched the movie called Animal, but I saw so many reviews on that,
Yeah,
right? And how much you can objectify a woman, right? How much you can show that a man can do anything, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
because he has a wife, but he sleeps with somebody else so that he can save his father.
Man,
What the
that
fuck
is
is that even mean?
that thing is presented so worldwide and everyone is saying, oh, this is crazy, this is crazy.
Fuck about the acting, actors will do whatever they are asked to do. That
Yeah.
is what they are going to do. It's just actors should think that
Mm.
what they are presenting,
Mm.
it will be defined by their personality,
Yes, yes.
right? Because if you do something good, just like Robert Downey Jr. did Tony Stark, so people see him as that,
Mm.
right? And the old Ramayana, the
Mm.
guy who performed as
Yeah,
Ram,
yeah, yeah.
people still see him
As
and
a
look
god.
up to him and thank him that thank you, you played this kind of role.
Mm.
But but imagine if Ranbir Kapoor and yeah, Ranbir Kapoor is the guy who was in
Yeah,
Animal,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Or any other actor like him who try to display themselves and show it is like you're promoting a guy being a guy like this, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You should be aware of this. You have a wife, you have a kid. This is how you want men to become. And don't give me that fucking excuse that we are just entertaining people. Because if you are entertaining people in this way, you are spoiling the youth
True, true.
because you have influence of on people. So I guess you
Mm.
should use it wisely. Dude, they don't think properly. That
Yeah.
is the worst part of it.
In a way, man, we don't have any hopes on Bollywood
No,
projects.
no. I just don't get it, man. It's just like it's so fucked up and nobody wants to do something. Like these guys people have so much money, you know,
Yeah.
and they could a lot of things. And people if
Yeah.
they question themselves, they'll be like, when you'll be here, then you'll know. I was like, the path I'm going to use, it is something that I will made. It
Mm.
was not given to me just like happened to you.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
your fathers, had the opportunity that took you upfront. But no,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
There is no easy way for us. We know, but we're gonna make it anyways.
True, true. Yeah, man, this all things will be happening. We just have to make sure that whatever we do, we gonna do it legendary. Yeah, man.
Yes,
So
yes.
we've been where we discovered so many other things, and we went to multiple
Yeah.
universes. And
Everything everywhere all at once. We
yes,
actually,
yes, yes,
you know,
yes,
with after actually seeing this episode, you guys can see that yes, we tried to keep everything everywhere all at once.
all
We
at
talked about a
once.
lot of things actually, dude.
Yes, yes.
You see?
We even dissed so many other industries as well. I hope nothing happens to in future. Okay, so yeah, man. Like
Mm,
when we
yes.
come back to the movie, everything everywhere all at once. So what do you think? Like, and what are your final thoughts? I think we're all pretty much close to the end of the section.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think?
So yeah, so I'll think, dude, is just obviously when you're gonna watch this movie for the very first time, it will take you some time to actually understand. But
Hmm.
that is the magic of this movie, right?
Hmm.
And by the end of it, you will get to know, okay. The creative aspect is very creative. It is very overwhelming, right?
Hmm.
It is like having too much information about one single character, but it is worth it to watch it, just like and it made you realize that even if you are at the best version of yourself or not at the worst version of yourself, your problems are going to remain same, and
Hmm.
right, and you have to solve them with the ability that you have in that universe. Okay,
Hmm.
so and that is going to make you the best version of yourself.
Hmm.
So yeah, dude, actually the movie is pretty great and the execution of it very great. I love the sequence where they showed all the thousand of versions of Evelyn, but she
Hmm.
was like this only, and all the versions of herself just coming in bit of a second,
Yeah, yeah.
like animated character, whether her face is like ghost or whether she's a stone. So that was the best part that I liked, obviously. And the fighting sequences I loved so much because I
Hmm.
like kung fu part of the movie. So it was
Hmm.
very great because the moves Evelyn was able to make, it is like how she was at the beginning of the movie, like who
Yeah.
she couldn't do anything. She was
Wait, wait,
so
wait, wait.
powerless.
I'll just interrupt you. You just told Kung Fu part.
Hmm.
I just now it reminded me that Kung Fu Hustle movie. You know what? We can talk about Kung Fu Hustle someday in our show, because I love that movie, dude. Like,
You know, I want to talk about that movie in Hindi.
yes,
I'll tell
yes,
you why.
like,
Because Hindi will make that movie much more, because most of the people that I know have watched that movie in Hindi only.
okay,
So
okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna talk about that
We'll
movie,
save
but
this
in
for
Hindi.
other episode.
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, as I was saying that yeah, man, it was great. The movie was great, and the acting of the actors were fabulous, and
Mhm.
that's why they have the Academy Award for that. So yeah,
Yes.
dude, I guess this is it from my side, and these are
Mhm.
my thoughts about the movie.
Yeah. So even I'll have just my final thoughts that I wish I could see this movie for the first time in theater, although I never saw in theater, because obviously theater experience is more superior than watching a screen in home. And and yeah, man, like it shows so many realities and multiverse concept, very fascinatingly, very amazing. And one more thing, I see that they don't show pretty girls in this. So, in a way, I was like, okay, something is missing, something is missing. But yeah, story covered it up, so doesn't matter. Yeah.
Something is missing, something is missing.
So yeah, because sometimes it's very heavy movie, right? You need something to calm down. So that element wasn't there. So it doesn't matter. Like story was good. I enjoyed it. So
Keep it together, man. Keep it
yeah.
together.
Although this movie had everything everywhere all at once, but it didn't have everything. It just had few things. Like yeah, but yeah, if
All right, guys. I guess he's just saying that we are just wrapping up.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. On a serious note, uh, I want to see multiverse movies like this, because this movie has certainly created benchmark rather than other movies which have multiverse in the titles. So this movie don't have titles in like multiverse, but they show multiverse. Uh, looking forward to more projects of Ki Con the Waymond, because yeah man, like he did pretty well job in Loki season 2, and I would love to see him in other movies as well. Yeah man. Overall,
Yes,
I feel
yes.
it was worth watching it, and worth talking as well.
Yeah, it was worth watching, dude. The movie was pretty great, and the depth it gives you about the life, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
when you want to create visuals, keep the story simple.
Hmm.
Don't make multi fucks of the movies, right? I
Yeah,
mean multiverse, my bad.
yeah.
So, so yeah, dude. Okay, guys, just like we do, just let
We
us know.
we lost you. Like,
Uh, am I here?
uh,
Yes, I'm just saying that, uh, guys, just like and subscribe, and just let us know how much do you hate Doctor Strange Part 2. Okay.
yes,
And if by the time you are here, obviously put rocket in the comment
yes,
or whatever, man. Everything, everywhere, all
yeah.
at once.
And tell us like, wow, what are your thoughts on this movie, and what do you think like the best part of the movie? Like, you can start a discussion panel in comment section. We'll be ready to read you, and we'll see like who comes with theories, interesting takes. We'll be there to read. So yeah, man. Like, this has been great. Uh,
Peace out, dude. Peace out.
so we'll just leave, and we'll see you next episode. And bye.